Hello, water signs, and welcome to your December 2024 monthly guidance. If you are a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this is your elemental guidance for the month ahead based on your element of water. So let's get right into it. I'm going to roll these dice to see your indication number. It's a 3 and a 4, which is a 7. Perhaps some creative use of this beautiful element that you have to bring more grounded, loving energy into your life as you close out the year. So you guys are working with the element of cups, the element of water, which is all about your emotions. And we're going to take a look at the month ahead and the predominant energy we're using. The major arcana, and then your suit in the tarot, which of course is a suit of cups. So we're going to set up your reading here. We'll set your cup cards. We've split up the tarot. Also important to know that in the description down below, you'll find the timestamps for the individual signs. So you can click on that once you're done here, and we'll take an extra look at how you're going to be interacting and how you can best utilize the other 3 elements this month. And those elements for you are, of course, fire, air, and earth. A very different vibe than your emotional energy. Also with a 7, you just may be in a space where you feel like you know yourself, you're tapping into your authentic self at the end of the year. Maybe you're doing a bit of reflecting. And getting ready for the close of 2024 and switching over into 2025. Yeah, they're talking about being creatively lovable. Interesting. But of course, we'll see what the cards have to say for you. So let's begin. We have the Justice card. Balance and fairness, things kind of working out. Again, kind of owning your truth, knowing your truth, being in touch with what feels right, what feels fair, what feels good, they're saying. When I think about a Justice card, I always feel like, okay, we're looking for the truth and we're looking for the most balanced path forward. You're looking inside yourself as well as at the world around you to find the most balanced path. You want to be walking your path of truth. And this 7 here makes me feel like you're more connected to yourself in December and you're looking for that truth within. So you feel like you can close out the year and then move forward, stepping into that energy or using that energy to propel you. Let's see what we have connected from your suit. The 4 of Cups. This is boredom and disinterest. You can see this figure's like, right? This card comes with a bit of apathy sometimes. You're like, I'm really hoping things are going to balance out, work out. I'm really hoping that I'm going to understand myself, or that things are going to change here for me, or that it's not always going to be like this. And this is what we want to look for when it comes from the 4 of Cups. A heart-centered energy with this sense of widened perspective for what it is that you might be missing. This usually indicates that there is some kind of offering from spirit or some kind of miracle that is coming, and it'll be just out of your periphery if you're not looking for it. So if you're looking for the truth, if you're looking for some sort of balance to close out the year, to bring into December, you're going to want to make sure that you have a very wide scope of reference or frame of reference, right? With a 4 of Cups, it can be really easy to just be like, la-da-da, same old, same old. The same old thing is happening. I don't know. I don't feel like anything's going to change, or I'm wondering if, 2025 is going to be any better, or if this is how it's always going to be. And what Spirit wants to offer you here is some insight, right? That's going to help you feel more balanced, feel like, yeah, things are working out. Feel like you understand yourself or you understand your truth. So look for miracles throughout the month of December because they're bringing them in for you. And if you get caught up in that low kind of, I'm so bored, I'm completely indifferent, disinterested, as the card says, then you might just miss those little nuggets of truth that are coming in to help you feel, again, much more centered and balanced, especially in your heart center. Let's see what else we have here for you. The Hermit card and introspection. So yeah, lots of reflection going on for this group. Introspection and solitude is what the card says. The Hermit energy is a card that asks you to remove yourself from the outside world, from the forces that be as far as the physical experience goes. This is about, again, looking within yourself and getting to know what's going on within you. You're looking for your inner light, what your true self has to say. You may be doing a bit of surveying and, as I said, reflection over the past year, what has gone on for you, how you feel about it, what it means to you, what is your true divine light trying to tell you? Where do you stand right now? What does your most authentic self have to say about it? It's going to be important for you to make sure that you have some downtime, have some alone time through the close of the year or in this month. Let's see what's connected. The Two of Cups, partnership and true love. Okay, couple of lines immediately coming in. This is, of course, a partnership of the heart, right? A partnership that you love, a reciprocity kind of energy, reciprocal, heart-centered energy, a positive, balanced give and take. So when we're looking at these cards together, we can see that there is maybe some contemplation around a relationship that you might be thinking about, feeling into. Maybe things have just become a little bit bored in a relationship. Heart-centered connection is what we're talking about here. So this could be, of course, a romantic relationship. It could be a connection that you have with one of your family members. It could be an amazing friendship that you've got or that you feel connected to. It could be also like someone you love to work with. It could also be something that you're connected to as far as your creativity goes, right? Where you're collaborating with a certain group, or you're collaborating from your heart, or you're connected to it because you absolutely love it. There is some, perhaps, it just feels like digging, honestly, that needs to be done around this relationship or around this connection to your heart. So it's like a heart line, right? It's like a cord, an energetic cord that goes from your heart to fill in the blank. Whatever that is, it may be important for you to start hearing your own voice around it, right? What does the voice of your soul have to tell you? What is your heart telling you about this? Is it giving back to you the way that you're giving to it? Do you need to give a little more? Is the connection unbalanced, or is it fair and just, right? I don't think things are going to be staying the same for you, because the twos always connect to choices as well. So there may be some decisions that you need to make to allow yourself to get into a more truthful place and out of this boredom kind of energy or the same old energy. And so it's important for you to hear what your actual heart is saying, as opposed to what other kind of narratives the outside world might be telling you, right? So the Hermit removes themselves from the groups and the masses, if you will, the opinions of others, the conditioning of others, in order to be able to retreat into themselves and ask themselves, what is going on here? How do I actually feel about this? What do I need, right? Am I giving enough? Am I receiving enough? Is this a balanced state? Where does my truth lie? So lots of introspection going on with some help from the universe. I think if you allow yourself to take the time out for yourself, for your own heart, for that light within, that you are going to be receiving a bit of information that's going to be very helpful for you in whatever partnership you're looking to be in. If things have felt like they weren't fair, or they weren't just, or that they were kind of boring, okay, there may be some new insight that wants to come in to help you understand what it is that your needs are, and to help you be able to come out of that introspective space to be able to communicate them in a different way or a better way, or to ask for your needs to be met, or to make some shifts or changes. Let's see what else we have here. The Temperance energy. Lots of balancing energy for you guys. Patience and duality is what she has here. You can see we're just trying to figure out the right combination. She's pouring that water back and forth between her cups there. The Temperance energy is the middle road. It is this sense of peace that happens when you're open and willing to move forward outside of extremes, right? So this is like questioning energy. That's what this feels like for all of you water signs. If you are a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, you may be going like, why? What are the bigger questions? How can I answer this for myself? Let me ask myself this. It feels like I'm trying things out. I'm pondering over something. I'm thinking about it this way, then I'm thinking about it that way. Then I get this little nugget from the universe, or I get a little miracle. Oh, now that makes sense. This aligns with my truth. This doesn't quite go. I'm open to trying this. And I love that there's patience here. It's balance, introspection, patience. Sifting through your emotions, taking an inventory of your partnerships, taking an inventory of your connections, assessing them, processing them, asking yourself what you want to add, what you want to take away, and allowing yourself to do this in a more peaceful, grounded state as opposed to in massive extremes, right? So it definitely feels kind of like calm energy. It doesn't feel like things are erupting and there's all kinds of stuff going on and I can't make sense of things, or I can't tell, the up from the down and the left from the right. It feels like I'm taking time out to reconnect and look for the reality that connects with me or aligns with me now. The Seven of Cups. So choices, options, and pipe dreams. Love that. You can see this figure is surveying 7 cups to see what decision he would like to make, or she would like to make. What is the best option? What is the most heart-centered, connected option? I love this lineup for you guys this month because it really feels like you're taking the time out to contemplate what is right for you. A 7 of Cups has to do with our hopes and our dreams for the future, what we imagine for ourselves, and what our heart has to say about it. If you have to make a decision here, you have everything you need within you to be able to understand what it is that your heart wants or what your heart is pulling you toward, right? Why do I want this? Even motive may be a part of this. Like, what is my motivation for doing this? Because we have the 7 of Cups with the Temperance energy, you're definitely going to want to make the most balanced choice, I would say, the choice that's going to bring you the most peace throughout the month of December. You may want to try new things, but it doesn't feel like we're going out on a huge limb. If it doesn't feel right to you, it's probably not right for you right now. It's that kind of feeling. I want to honor my truth. I want to honor who I am. I'm going to honor the relationships that feel good. When you make choices, you're honoring your heart center in doing that. And that's going to help you kind of figure out just the right balance for you. So this may continue a bit into the new year. It may be setting you up for 2025 to have a better understanding of where you're headed or where you want to go or what you want to put your time, energy, and heart into. It's nice energy. It doesn't feel extreme at all. It kind of feels like settling down and settling in. Let's see what else we have for you here. The Not For You card. And it's showing up reversed. So this is a wonderful energy. I love this card either way, but in a reverse position, it's basically you going, I am not going to ignore what doesn't work for me, right? So noticing what's not working is just as important here for you in December. Noticing what doesn't align with you so that you can ask for the other side of the story, so that you can ask your heart center, okay, I understand what didn't work. Even in reflection, if you look back on the year, you go, what didn't work for me? What didn't turn out well? Where did I kind of make a mistake, or where did I abandon myself and abandon my heart, and not follow what it is that I felt I wanted to do or needed to do or what was in alignment? Because knowing what is not for you is going to give you information about what is for you. So it's a sifting through energy. Let's see what we have here. New beginning. So sifting through the no's in order to understand the yeses for the new beginning, or I would say this probably is attached to the turning over of the year, right? understanding at the end of the year with some reflection, with some introspection, in a very balanced and calm kind of way, this doesn't work for me. And I don't want to carry it into the new year with me. I'm going to relieve it, or I'm going to try a new way, or I'm going to be open to things and making different decisions, or trusting my heart center more so that I can look to the next horizon, or I can, look to the new path and feel excited about it. I'm not going to carry the things that are not working for me anymore. But again, it doesn't feel like strict energy. It sort of feels like a knowing, an understanding, and an acceptance around it. Yeah. You may be also releasing like harder emotions like fear or guilt in order to be able to step fully into a new beginning. Like you may have been doing things that really didn't align for you because of other people, other narratives, false truths, illusions, or out of guilt or shame. And so it looks like you're meant to look within yourself to be able to leave that behind to step onto this new path. Okay, and we also have, the Soulmates card in the reverse. And you're getting the Two of Cups here with some introspection. This card is obviously about soulmate connections. It's about that heart-centered connection, right? The heart line that we were talking about. And it's showing up reverse. So it's asking you to, again, look at the dissonance in heart-centered relationships. So what we were saying before about where the reciprocity is, are you being fed by this? Do you feel like it's balanced? Do you feel like it's reciprocal? Do you feel like your heart is giving and receiving? There's a sense of needing to address the imbalances in the heart connections, or at the very least, understand and acknowledge what is out of balance here. It may be that you need to close out a certain relationship or detach from a certain connection or take a completely different perspective on it because it just isn't working. This card in a reverse position has a very beautiful message of understanding that people come into your life at certain times for certain chapters for a reason. And if someone is leaving your life, or if you're feeling like you do need to detach a bit more from them, then understanding the lesson around and acknowledging what they gave to you while they were in your life in a real present or predominant way is important with this kind of card in a reverse position. It's like if the relationship is separating, or if there's some separation happening, or if the imbalances are leading you to make different decisions, the way that it was worked for some reason, and you can be grateful for that while still moving on. So it's meant to teach you something, especially if there's like a breakup. Let's say you come to the close of the year and there's been somebody that you really love working with, and now they're going to be doing a different job altogether and you're not going to see them. Really being grateful for your time together. It might be a little bit sad, right, to see them go, but allowing yourself to remember and reflect upon the good times as well as the not so good times, or the loss that you might be experiencing is important. The good and the bad, they're saying, which is kind of a theme. What's not for you gives you what is for you, what's out of balance, and what you took from it, what it gave to your heart, what it helped you learn. Diligence, and this higher perspective energy. I mean, yeah, this is like, you may want to journal. If you're a water sign, you may want to journal or take some kind of record of what's coming up for you throughout the month of December. It feels like we're processing something, or conclusions are happening where we're really understanding ourselves a whole lot better this month. Let's see what else we have here for you. Love this. There's that new beginning with that Ace of Cups. I'm putting this here. It says love and emotions. And I think that, your heart's meant to begin opening up in a different way, or being open to new things that you're going to love, new people, new places, new adventures, new opportunities that you're going to love. Lovely, you're getting that ace, especially on the new beginnings card. As you recognize what is not for you and you let go of it in and replace it with, or in openness to what is for you, you're going to attract that in so that your heart can begin to love differently, love again, find something new to love. Yeah, there's a fresh start coming, or that you're preparing for sure. And the Six of Cups, again, I guess I'm not surprised to see this here in your reading, given what we've discussed. The past and innocence. This is a card that sees us moving into a nostalgic energy, looking back at our childhood, looking back at our younger selves, what was provided for us, what we want to take with us from a past experience, or in this case, perhaps a past relationship. It's about looking back to be able to understand what you have to be grateful for, and also what you no longer want to carry with you. So again, I mean, it's very evident this is a month of reflection for you. This is a month of going within, finding your inner truth, honoring it, being open to new things that are going to be coming in, or are at the very least on the horizon, and doing the diligent inventory that is needed from a higher perspective. You are definitely going to be looking back on your past, and I would go as far as to say on your past relationships, how they've unfolded, what worked, what didn't, what do you want to carry forward, what do you need to adjust, what is your heart saying, how can you make different choices that are going to serve your heart center so that you can feel this new beginning coming in and helping your heart overflow with love. Past friendships, past romantic partners, past working relationships, what did it give you, and what don't you want to repeat? Let's get some more messages for you now. Make a mission statement for your soul. Yes, we see the road ahead there. And there's the sun coming out of the mountain. Hopefully you can see that. You may want to do some actual writing here, or at the very least set intentions for the new year. I mean, this is what this feels like when you're getting the call or you're getting the information and you have clarity around it. You may actually want to write it down. Make a mission statement for your soul. And I want to add, for the road ahead. Yes, after you have done the reflecting, what is your mission? What is your intention? What have you learned? What do you want to call in? What are you open to? Ambush fear with your ferocious dream. Well, I love an elephant. An elephant actually allows for, the obstacles to be removed from your path. And if we're dealing with any kind of fear, especially of, letting go of something that isn't for you, or really honoring your truth and that voice within, or your true needs, or what your heart is saying, they're basically telling you with this card that if you do that, and as you do that, fears are probably going to come up, but it's worth it to look into it and to dig into it, to run at it, if you will, ambushing something. When it comes up, you go at it, you don't run from it, and you reiterate what your heart needs and what your heart wants in its place, instead of being overcome by the fear of leaving something or departing, or that nothing's ever going to change, right? Or that we're going to keep doing the same old thing, that there is no new beginning, that I'm going to have to keep being burdened by this. Instead, you kind of look your fear in the face and you run at it and you go, no, I'm choosing for myself. I'm getting very clear this month about what's working and what doesn't, what my heart needs and wants, and I'm going to go after that dream, my heart's desire. Make it your mission to do so. Yeah. I love this. So you're making a mission statement for your soul, and then looking and staring your fears in the face, knowing that that's going to open up the path for your dreams to be had, right? It's like the path of dreams. What is your intention, and what might be stopping you? How can you upset that fear so that it is removed from your beautiful path? Love that. Okay, final messages here for this part of the reading. We have trust in divine order. You are being helped. They started your reading with that, right? And that cup there in the Four of Cups. This is about divine orchestration. Divine order is the work and the job of the orchestration guides, things falling into place in a certain order. And again, because I feel like this isn't really a pushy month for you, it's more of a reflective month. Whatever you are reflecting on or looking back on, really leaning into the fact that this was all orchestrated exactly right. Even if your mind couldn't get on board with that notion or that perspective, perhaps now you're able to look at it and going, this all had to happen in this way. And you can trust that as part of your path forward. You may want to even add that to your mission statement for your soul. And lastly, try to avoid harmful influences. Ooh, this is a good tip, especially with all of this reflection, because of course, reflection, nostalgia, that kind of energy, it can bring stuff up. And if you have any like leaning toward things that might stop you from digging in or honoring your truth or understanding yourself better or trying new things or being at peace, listening to your heart, they're giving you that little heads up. Hey, let's not lean into things that can be harmful for us. And that could be anything. Take that, of course, as it resonates, but they don't want you blocking what it is that you need to look into, because this fresh new beginning is happening, right? Like, we are at the end of the year. And so there's some time for reflection, some time for honoring you, but we're moving forward. You're ambushing anything that's on your mission path, right? To your dream or your desires or your heart's desires and your needs being met, what you hope for yourself for the future. So they don't want you to slow that down by kind of inserting harmful substances to delay you. Good tip. Thank you, Spirit. But trust in the divine order and that everything is happening at the exact right time, in the exact right way, for your highest and best, right? And for those around you. I love this energy for you, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. It's definitely a nice kind of sitting back and breathing into yourself again, recentering with your heart center and your emotional body to understand that like there's things that I want to take with me and there's this new path available, and I hope that it fills your heart with love and you're able to trust yourself and trust your divinity and trust your heart's desire as you move forward into the new year. It was a pleasure to read for you. You can head down to the description now for the timestamps for each of the individual readings, where we're going to take an extra look into how you can best interact with and utilize the other 3 elements this month. So I will see you in your individual readings. Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and or Rising. We are going to take an extra look for you now at how you can best interact with the other 3 elements over the course of the month. So let's get right into it. We'll roll your indicator numbers. A 5 and a 1. This is a 6 together, which sees us getting into a more peaceful energy. Also, a 5 and a 1 is change for a new path, new beginnings, which we did see in your main spread for sure. You're really looking at, especially your partnerships, your relationships, but what is for you and what is not for you, right? Like what is not in that balanced energy that you may need to look at shifting or changing in order to be able to try something new, begin a new way, have a new beginning, a new start, a fresh energy. So the other 3 elements for you, since you are a water sign, are fire, air, and earth. So that's what we're going to be looking at in this reading. We'll start with the element of fire here and the suit of wands. You've got potential here. This is a mountain in the background of this card. The potential card tells us that your spirit wants to come to life, right? We're talking about fire energy. Your spirit wants to be heard, seen, illuminated. And that's why, I mean, the energy around your main spread is really going within to be able to seek the truth, to be able to understand what your heart really wants, what your heart really needs, being open to making different choices, being open to changing a few things, and not ignoring this energy over the course of the month. So I love that the potential is springing from the fire element. And also with the mountain in the distance, it's usually mountains have to do with a challenge energy. So in the face of challenge, right, you are focusing on the potential that you have. Let's see what we have in the suit. Wow, Queen of Wands. Yes, I love this. Potential and a queen of fire no less. It says courageous and driven. The Queen of Wands is this beautiful, passionate, charismatic light, basically. So when you have her mixed with a potential energy, this is your spirit, truly wanting to be seen, heard, understood, wanting to shine, for lack of a better way to say it, to shine, to be brought to life, to be nurtured to life. So you're going to find all of this potential energy kind of brimming up or lighting up inside of you. Here we see that you're probably going to need to be a bit patient. Feminine energy, the queen energy, it's the top echelon of the suit, right? In the court cards, we're getting to the mastery energy, but this is feminine energy. And the feminine energy is often about reception. It's about patience. It's about understanding your light within, which again, we saw definitely happening in your main spread. So surveying your light, asking yourself, what lights me up? Where does my true potential exist? Where does it lie? What is inspiring me right now? What do I feel like is aligned for me right now? And I think because we had such a line of, with the soulmates reversed in your spread and the Two of Cups align with heart connections, relationships, and really wanting this new beginning, this willingness to make changes, you can see that your potential is going to be lighting the way. You just are going to need to tap into that light within and allow yourself to use that spark to be brave, or here to be courageous, to say what you need to say, or to be your authentic self, or to follow what you're passionate about. Again, even in the face of whatever challenges that you might experience, the potential lights the way. So don't be afraid to shine your beautiful light. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to go within and ask yourself, what does my light have to say about this? What is actually lighting me up? What does work for me and what doesn't? Because again, what doesn't work for you sometimes is the line or the path or the arrow to what does actually light you up. And your ability to try new things or be open to new things, to see how it's sparking within you, is going to be very important. Your potential is connected to your purpose, your gifts, your talents. So really being able to recognize and notice them this month is going to be very important for you, Cancer. Okay, let's see what we have for the air energy. Transformation with a butterfly. Interesting. So when talking about air, talking about flying, this is about being set free, being liberated, like transformation complete, or we're not getting the caterpillar here, right? We're getting a beautiful rose that is blossoming and blooming and a beautiful butterfly. So whatever it is that's shifting, changing, transforming in your life, it is very clearly connected to a liberation energy, a freedom type of energy. You being able to fly free, or being free to be you, being free to be yourself, being free to follow your passions, being free to make different choices or change some things. Let's see what we have connected. Ooh, being free from the past difficulty. I love this. So normally I'm not so excited to see a Three of Swords. It says heartbreak and despair. This is one of, if not the most difficult cards in the entirety of the tarot. The reason why I'm excited for you in particular, Cancer, is because to have this connected to the transformation and the liberation that was coming through, this tells me you're on the other side of this, right? So a Three of Swords in a low expression has us really bogged down by the past, swimming in it. So it's a mental card. It's a card where the past experience and the hurts and the pains and the traumas and the heartbreak, the losses, they're swirling in your head as if they are happening right now. And even though they did happen previously, it fills you up with the same energy. And so it's like you're experiencing them now. So they keep causing the same kind of pain or the same kind of hurt, right? But you have a beautiful coupling here that tells me you are in the high expression of this Three of Swords, which will have to do with creativity and allowing yourself to be liberated from the past and be fully in the present moment, relieving yourself of the past hurts, pains, traumas. It's about thinking creatively or thinking differently, transforming the way that you think about what it is that you've been through that has been hard, right? Hardship or despair energy. And so to have this here is wonderful. It tells us that in the month of December, you are doing some digging in your soul. You're realizing your true potential. You're understanding what it is that works, what it is that doesn't. You're being quite diligent about it. We have that diligence card also showing up in your main spread. And what that is doing is setting you free from the past. So you're putting the past basically where it belongs, and you're allowing your mind to survey it in a different way. This is freedom of mind or transformation of a past experience that's really difficult. It's lovely energy. The change that's happening is going to set you free or put you on a new wavelength, is how they're saying it, around how it is you think about what has harmed you, right, in the past. You may be taking in some lessons. You may be seeing very clearly how that can't harm you anymore, how that doesn't have a place in your present experience, how that doesn't have a place in your future, that you're not willing to take it with you into the future anymore, that you're allowing yourself to be liberated from it, detached from it. By calling it out, it almost feels. It feels, because of your main spread, it just feels like you're going within yourself and then you're calling out the truth. You're calling out what doesn't work. You're calling out the imbalances. You're calling out for yourself and for your future that this is not going to harm you in the same way anymore. It's like taking your power back and being transformed as a result. So definite transformation in the mind for a more creative way to look at your past difficulties and setting your mind free, right? I love this, actually. If you're going to have a Three of Swords, this is a nice combination to have. So don't be afraid to reflect on your past, even the difficult parts, and look for the lesson, look for the silver lining, look for the ability to be proud of yourself for making it through and understanding that now in this moment, that is no longer happening. It doesn't need to affect you in the same way. You get to choose out of it. You can set yourself free. You are transforming this pain and this hurt from the past. It's lovely. All right, let's see what we have in the physical realm here with the suit of Earth, or the suit of Pentacles, the element of Earth. Embracing. So yeah, what comes to mind with this card oftentimes is like presence, right? Embracing the moment, being able to take it all in, being able to take in the magic of the moment. So you may find yourself relishing, they're saying that word, relishing in your moments throughout the month, really noticing how something maybe isn't really feeling so heavy anymore, let's say, or realizing and having that realization that this can't harm you anymore, or having this light, kind of bright light within you start shining in a different way, and you're recognizing that and you're allowing yourself to take the time or take the moment to embrace it. Also, because we're talking about Earth energy and we're connecting this to the suit of Pentacles, this will be around actual physical experiences that you're having that you can take the literal time, the moment, to settle into embracing the magic of it. Let's see what we have connected. Four of Coins. Ooh, this card and the depiction of it always kind of like takes me back. We want to stay out of, again, the low expression of this energy. You've got to ride high is what I would say, Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Ride high through the month of December. So it says greed and control. However, a Four of Coins in a high expression is this beautiful sense of stability and protection. So we want to avoid, right, the low expression of this, wanting more, needing something from the external to make us feel like we're going to be okay, that we're going to be safe, that we're going to be stable. What we want to be able to do is say to ourselves, as I embrace this moment, I know I have everything that I need. Right? As I take in this time, I know that I am stable, protected, and strong. right? This is a regrounding that is happening for you. Think about 4 legs on a table or on a chair, right? That's what makes it stable. If it only had 3 legs, you might be kind of like tipping over a bit. It wouldn't have the same security, you know? And so the goal is to note, or at least be aware of, where it is you might be leaning towards needing more. I want more to be okay. I need more to be okay. I can't actually take the moment, or I can't take in the moment unless I have this, and this done. Looking especially to external circumstances, people, experiences, what have you, to feel okay is how they're putting it. It's just to feel safe, to feel all right, to feel like it's okay for you to leave that in the past, or it's okay for you to shine your light. You're looking within to note what creates the stability for you and fully embracing that. The only other side note that they're giving here is, they're talking about the other energy that's connected to the low expression, which I'll get to in a minute, but embracing stability in your wealth. So this could be that your body is feeling a whole lot more stable, recovered, strong. It may be that your financial situation feels like it's in this really beautiful, stable place, or you're setting something up where you feel like, yeah, this feels good. I have everything I need, and I have it in order to be able to begin the new year in a really wonderful and protected place, right? Like you're embracing the protection around your money, around your home. Maybe your home is feeling really set up for you to walk into the new year in a stable and protected place. So that's important. So they just want me to note, greed, so wanting more, or the other end of that, the low expression of the 4 of Pentacles is looking at the extremes. So stability is kind of in the middle land. We want to embrace the stability, right? But you want to look out for greed, wanting more, or the other side of that, which is scarcity energy, right? Like, oh my God, I'm not going to have enough. I'm afraid I'm not going to have enough. I'm not going to have enough. You've got to make sure that you're looking around your life and embracing what you have that is already safe and stable, and creating more of that frequency to move with you through the month. It's important because you can see there's a transformation happening in the mind where we have this liberation. And if you're grounded while you're doing that and going, it's safe for me to be free, it's safe for me to be me. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Then you're going to feel refreshed and renewed and ready for this new path. You're going to not avoid making the changes, or not resist making the changes that you need to make that are going to bring this beautiful energy into your life. And also there's an openness, right? An openness to be exploring a new path, figuring out something new, a new way to make decisions, following your heart. Okay, let's get some more messages for you here. Fear, yes, okay. This is not surprising that this is showing up, because you're doing so much surveying of your inside, surveying of your true desires, surveying of your heart and your mind, right? I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Every time a fear pops up for you, you have to assess your heart center, return to your heart center, remember your potential, remember you have the ability to set your mind at ease or set yourself free. False evidence appearing real, right? That's what people will describe fear with that, using those, this as an acronym. It's like, what is true and what is illusion? Picking apart that kind of concept over the course of the month is going to be very helpful for you. It is the work, right? You have the Justice card, you have the Hermit card, you have the Temperance card. It's like, I am figuring out what feels completely truthful to me, what feels like it's aligned, and what doesn't. And it's okay to be afraid. Fear is a natural human response to change, right? And so when you notice that fear, it's like you may need to be courageous and feel that fear and do it anyway. You may be like swimming in the land of all of the fear sayings, right? Note them, put them around your home, put them around your car, put them where you need to put them to remind you that nothing can stop you from being liberated except this kind of illusionary energy. There are real things to fear, but when it's trivial or when it's part of the past or when it's only showing up to block your true confidence, your true light, or your true stability, right? We need to come back to realizing that you're meant to live in the energy of love and not be directed by your fear any longer. A new path awaits. Okay, and you also have forgiveness. Wow. A lot of groups working with forgiveness. A lot of signs working with forgiveness so far. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So this is a little hint about how to stay in that heart-centered place, right? You are a water sign. So your predominant energy is going to be working with your emotions and your heart center. So if you've got something blocking the flow of love, if you've got some resentment, of course, like the card says, or you're holding on, you're holding grudges, you haven't forgiven yourself for something. In this case, you're going to want to open up your heart. It's a time for you to be able to do the work, and it almost feels like you're awakening to your own potential here, that there is a transformation and a change that is happening that allows you to step outside of the fear and get a peek at what that feels like. And hopefully that will lend itself to the acknowledgement of what might be blocking your heart from continuing to open up. Practicing forgiveness is a really, really amazing way to open up your heart quickly. And I always tell people, like, if you are holding some sort of a grudge or you have a resentment towards someone else, you're angry at them for some reason, don't start with them. If you feel like you can't forgive them, start looking within yourself and forgiving yourself. It's not about whether or not you've done something wrong, right? It's about allowing yourself to have the feelings that you have, because if you, let's say, or you got a lot of heart connection energy in your main spread, right? 2 of Cups soulmates energy. So if you have a heart connection with somebody, a friend, a family member, a romantic partner, a child, parent relationship, somebody that you work with, right? And you're harboring this resentment is going to block your heart center from being able to be open and create some sort of like fear here, right? Because you're being tested by the fear to live in the energy of love. And the forgiveness piece helps to release the resentment that might be blocking the flow of love. When you feel that way towards someone you love, there's this other narrative usually that is going on that's making you feel bad for feeling that way. So you can start within yourself with the forgiveness track. I forgive myself for having the anger, and I know it's only human, and I love myself anyway, right? Starting in that space to open up your own heart channel and clear some of that debris out to have this beautiful transformation, right? That illuminates your mind and your heart, and allows you to start looking at it from a different space where maybe at a certain point in time, you then would be able to share that or offer that forgiveness to someone else. And again, the forgiveness that you're offering to someone else, we all know this, but it's important to state, they're saying, it's not for them, right? It doesn't do anything for them. It does something for them energetically because the heart connection opens, okay? But they could do whatever they want with that information and that energy. It's really not up to you how they react to the forgiveness. The forgiveness is for you, whether you're forgiving yourself or someone else. So it's something to think about because the fear and the resentment may be holding you back, and Spirit wants you to understand it's time to make changes to reach your true potential, or at least acknowledge and realize it. Transform the way you're thinking about the painful past and the things that haven't worked, the mistakes even, and start embracing the beautiful security that you can find in your own heart center. So I hope that this serves you for the month, Cancers. It was amazing to read for you. Don't forget to watch all of your other signs if you haven't yet, so you get a full scope of the guidance for the end of the year. And I will see you in the next reading. I hope you have a beautiful, loving December. Hello, Scorpio, sun, moon, and or rising. We're going to take an extra look now for you at how you can interact and utilize the other 3 elements over the course of the month. So let's roll these up first and get your number shuffle indicator. a 5 and a 2. So change, and as we saw in your spread, 2 is relationships, decisions. Maybe you're going to be making decisions to shift things or change things within your relationships, your heart connections. But of course, we'll see what comes up in the spread. So for you, the other 3 elements are fire, air, and earth. We'll see how they're going to guide you, especially because you did have a lot of coupled up energy. You had the 2 of Cups, you had the Soulmates card, right? In your main spread. And we're really looking at going within to ask yourself what's working, what's not, doing some reflection, perhaps looking for the truth. So let's see what we have first in the fire element. And we'll use the Suit of Wands. The purity energy, purity of spirit, perhaps. Fire is all about your true spirit within, that light within you. How to unclutter, first of all, they're saying, how to unclutter the spirit. Meaning, if there's anything trying to put out your light, hold back your light, stop you from shining, there's this sense of needing to acknowledge it and pay attention to it for sure. There also may be some purification that is needed through the element of fire or using the element of fire. So if you at all this month feel called to do any kind of a burning exercise, of course, please do it safely, but that may be coming through for you to be very helpful about maybe some choices you have to make or decisions that you need to make, okay? Or because you're really assessing in your main spread what it is that's not working in order to be able, or the imbalances, right? In order to be able to start fresh or have this new beginning or change the connections that you have, make choices to shift things that feel much more aligned for yourself and your heart center. You may want to write lists of the things that you, like in this group, this purity energy is giving me, at the end of the year, some people will do a burn list of the things they want to leave in the past year and not carry with them. So that would be an alignment here. Okay, let's shuffle this. King of Wands, wow, master of the suit, so master of your spirit. That's what they're saying, leadership and charismatic. Yes, most certainly. He even kind of looks like in this depiction that he's sitting on his throne and kind of contemplating, right? He's got his fist on his chin, leaned over with his wand going, what does my spirit say? Where am I guided to move? How do I want to shine my light? So the King of Wands is a powerful energy. It's a powerful energy of the mastery over the element, again, of fire, pure mastery over your spirit. So I don't think anybody's going to be holding you guys back, Scorpio, this month. Let's just say that to begin with. The way that a King of Wands shows up in a high expression is this feeling of perpetual spirit or perpetual inspiration. He's this very bright and shiny, attractive kind of leader. And I feel like you're coming fully into your light with this combination of cards, and that really is the goal. So I know that sometimes, as a Scorpio, I'm sure you have no problems kind of digging in and going deep. This month, the whole goal of that, as far as your spirit is concerned, all of that energy we talked about in your main spread is to lead you to your true spirit, to allow that to be the highest in its highest expression, or the highest expression of yourself, to have your pure spirit being, they're saying, derived from within. Interesting. So it's like we're really tuning in to light it up and trust that you know yourself best. You know what your needs are. You know what lights you up. You know how you're meant to shine in this world, and starting to clear out any of the clutter that might be blocking that from happening. And your main spread kind of gave you the way to go about doing that. And so this is lovely. And as I said, again, if you want to make a burn list, it's worth it. The warning that always comes with the mastery energy in the suit of fire is around holding on to or carrying resentments, being overly angry or impulsive. So you want to stay away from that because, again, we're clearing out that kind of stuff that might be in the low expression of your beautiful fire and lighting you up. It's like rising to the top. It's like sparking a little match and then it blooming and blossoming into this beautiful, vibrant bonfire, right? That's the goal here. Fire in its highest expression. You have the ability to tune into that in a really beautiful and pure way. This is honoring your spirit, right? To the umpteenth degree. It doesn't mean that you're lashing out at other people or projecting on other people to do that. It's actually quite the opposite. It's an honoring of your spirit. And I love to see this for you. It tells me that the right changes and the right decisions are being made. You know what those are that are going to light you up and you're going for it. You're trusting yourself and aligning with your true spirit. Okay, let's see what we have in the suit of swords, which is the element of air. This forgiveness energy at the end of the year, it's been showing up for many signs in different ways. In this case, we're seeing it here for you. Looks like surrender, release, forgiveness. Also, because this is in the suit of air and swords, there may be communication around this that you're getting either from the divine or otherwise. It may be that you're having a conversation with someone, and maybe you're not saying the actual literal words forgiveness in it, but it's the feeling of it, right? Within the communication, it's this sense of, I'm letting this go. I am surrendering this over. I'm no longer going to allow this to hold me back. The suit of swords and the air element really deals with how we communicate. It deals with our truth. It deals with the clarity that we need. Maybe you're coming upon massive truths this month. You did have that justice energy. And even if they're popping up kind of as a miraculous little insight, paying attention to them is going to be important, especially if they're connected to allowing yourself to surrender. It's like, I understand, and so I'm not going to hold on to this anymore because it doesn't serve anyone. It certainly doesn't serve you. And they're asking for forgiveness. The suit of swords also deals with our mental state, right? And our mind. So what it is that you're thinking about in your mind, how you're thinking about something. You may opt for, they're saying the freedom that forgiveness brings, like freedom of mind, freedom of thought. So instead of having your thoughts kind of cluttered up with or bogged down with like this anger or a grudge that you're holding or something that you're holding on to, you start thinking about it differently. You shift your mind to a more lighter state. Let's see what we have connected. Much more open and explorative. The page of swords. Even the face on this figure looks like, I am wondering what this sword has to give to me. I'm wondering what's going to come through here. It says on guard and new information. And we did see that most certainly coming in. You had like a miraculous energy that's going to fill your heart with the Justice card in your main spread. This feels like, because the justice energy is the sword of truth, right? And so it looks like we're clinging to this sword going, I wonder, I'm listening, I'm open, right? It says on guard and new information. So if you felt like you have been, I'm just going to say on guard because she's put that on the card. If you felt like you have been guarding something, guarding your mind, guarding your heart with certain thoughts or narratives about a person, a relationship, a situation, even past experience and what has been done to you, because usually we're forgiving ourselves or someone else for something that feels perpetrated against us or something that we don't feel good about, right? Something that we feel shame about or guilt about, or we feel like something we were wronged in some way, right? Harmed in some way. The Page of Swords is the newness energy. This is court card energy. We're just beginning. So there's this sense of curiosity that comes with the pages, and new information will come in for you, most certainly. It may be new information that helps you to forgive and helps to enlighten your mind or lift your spirits. It also may be that if you decide to let go, then you have this channel of open information coming in or new insights coming in and completely available to you because you're willing to wonder about it. You're willing to see what's on the other side of opening up your heart. What's on the other side of letting it go, leaving it in the past, not carrying it, not clutching it anymore. A Page of Swords always is searching for the information and the insight. They're very open to it. They want to learn, they want to know, they want to understand. So there's this openness of mind that comes with the openness and surrendering of the heart center. So I would say hand your worries over to spirit. If you have things swirling in your mind, this is the kind of energy that you want to go, I'm not thinking about this anymore in this way. I don't know what else to think about it, but I'm open to understanding it better. I'm open to what kind of narrative would work better for me, what is in alignment with my heart center or my highest good right now, or what you have to give me as far as what I'm meant to learn from this. So be open-minded, true spirit, and pure of heart. Open heart, open mind. Lovely. Okay, let's look at the suit of Pentacles and the earth element. Okay. They're saying one foot in front of the other. That's what they just said. So there's a flow card coming for you in the suit of earth. It's almost a feeling of slow and steady progress, right? But just put one foot in front of the other. You've got this. Stay in the flow. It's not unconscious. It's a conscious energy. Because the minute I started to, they're showing me walking, literally putting one foot in front of the other. And the minute I start to kind of stray and I'm becoming unconscious, it's like you pull yourself back. So it's a conscious flow of movement forward on the physical plane. Let's see what's connected to this, because that will most certainly give us more information about how to lean into the flow, how to work with the flow, because this is very physical, right? So your body, the flow of your body, the flow of your home, the flow of your money, the flow of your career. Oh, what a nice flow. Infinity symbol, always with the 2 of coins. Juggling and multitasking. Interesting. This is definitely a card where it sees you, if you got a lot on your plate or you're spinning many plates, that you are capable of doing that for sure with the 2 of coins. It's like I can properly do all of the things and get them all checked off and done, right? Multitasking well, juggling things well. But a 2 of coins, when it comes to, let's say, making decisions or how it is you're going to move forward, is this sense of balance. I'm not really going into an extreme energy here. And so one foot in front of the other, balanced steps forward, keeps you in the flow. What I would say is, it will kick you out on the physical plane if you're overloading yourself, right? Because we're looking to stay out of extremes here. Just the right time to move things forward, just the right time to try something new, just the right time to do this task, the right amount of things on my schedule. So if you're at a capacity somewhere over the course of December, you're just going to want to make sure you don't keep adding to that list. It's like, I have this plate and I can have this many things on it, but the minute you put another one on it, it's going to topple over. That feeling, you want to look out for that. That's what's going to help you flow, is to realize I've got what it takes to be able to juggle these things, to be able to do the work that I need to do while stepping onto a new path, while making changes, while making choices. And the reason why I'm able to do that here on the physical plane is because I'm staying very balanced, right? You need the right amount of sleep and the right amount of exercise, the right amount of food, the right amount of work for your physical self. The flow in your home, right? Let's say if you're having, like, say this is the holiday season for you and you're having all of the parties, you're housing all of the people all of the time, that will put you into an extreme energy. So maybe somebody else can host, or, you need to just feel it out within yourself. What does my body need to stay balanced? What does my self need to stay balanced? What does my home need to stay balanced? Same thing with money, spending money, or the circulation of money. It should be in a balanced way. You don't want to overpay for something. You don't want to underpay for it. You want to look for a good deal, or make sure it's the right thing that you're purchasing and that it's not way overboard, or that you're not doing anything at all. There's going to be this sweet spot, is how they're saying it, where you feel in yourself that you're open, right? You're open heart, open mind. You're in this flow, in your pure energy, and then you'll kind of like know where the limits of that are. It's like finding the limits of your own self in all aspects. That's what I would say, because we are human beings, okay? And we, as much as our spirit is unlimited and limitless and amazing and has all of this potential to grow and shine and illuminate and awaken and evolve and be enlightened, your physical self is limited, okay? That's just what it is. And so pretending that that's not the case is not a good idea for you, Scorpio, over the course of December. You want to honor those boundaries, right? Those limits that you have. You want to honor what isn't working for you. We saw that in your main spread. I'm saying it again so that you know that it's okay to do that. You know, there's no shame around that. It actually serves you very well, and it allows you to keep multitasking, to keep in balance, to keep having an experience that feels like flow. Love that. Yeah, this is your true spirit starting to lead the way. And I think that you're just going to get like these cool insights that come in where you're like, oh, amazing. And your heart might feel better. You might feel like more loving energy coming in. And when you create boundaries for yourself that feel in alignment, it does feel really good. I just heard, I can sleep at night. Huh. So if some of you maybe are not sleeping so well, this is kind of the energy to help you put your head on your pillow and have a great night's sleep. Interesting. Love that. Okay, let's get a couple more messages for you. Wow. You're getting, so many groups are getting the forgiveness card in this deck. Okay, so many signs. And you're getting it twice, Scorpio. And I might say, I have quite a few Scorpios in my life. They hold grudges quite well, okay? They can be very deep, right? It's like it hurts them deep or it cuts them deep and they hold on to it. And now you're getting forgiveness twice, Scorpio. So I'm not saying that your deep, beautiful energy is not a good thing. I'm saying it is a good thing. However, it's a good thing until it's not. And if it's harming you, it's probably time to tap into your heart center and love yourself enough to forgive yourself. And again, always start with yourself as it concerns forgiveness, but forgive yourself first and open up your heart. It says, I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So many people are working on this this month, and I think it's because there's this turning over of the energy for the calendar year. We really want a fresh start, and part of that is blasting our heart centers open, and forgiveness is one of the easiest and quickest ways to do that. Even if you cannot offer that forgiveness to someone else yet, right? Doing it for yourself is important, because even when you forgive somebody else, it is for yourself. It's so that you get to be set free, so that you get to be more open, so that your mind can be more free to explore other things. You know, holding a grudge or holding resentment here, it takes a lot of mind space, and you're in this young energy in your mind this month, which means you free it up. You free your mind up, because now you don't have to think about it in that way anymore. Your heart is open, you forgive yourself, perhaps you forgive someone else, you forgive yourself for even carrying something for that long. You know, it's simple as that, right? And then your heart blasts open, and now your mind can have space to be curious again. So doubling down on forgiveness for you, my dear Scorpios. By the way, I love the Scorpios in my life. They're some of the closest people to me, okay? I'm just saying, doubling down. This is the only group who's gotten it twice. Okay, let's see what else we have. Of course. Yes, I love this. So nice. Acknowledging that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And now you're getting the love card. Spirit wants you to embrace this energy this month. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And that includes you. That includes you. Lovely. Yeah, that includes you. The love is for all. I love this energy. Forgiveness immediately to the loving energy. So you will be able to feel that. Feel that circulating around you. Feel your energy be relieved. Feel your mind become open. Feel your spirit rise to the top, and know that, like, I got this, right? I'm in the flow. It's because you're really identifying what is true for you, what works for you, and making choices from a heart-centered place, right? You have a lot of energy around choosing from the heart, a new path for your heart in your main spread. And so this is kind of giving you the more that you need, more information that you need to be able to really lean into that this month. So I hope that this serves you, Scorpio. It was a pleasure to read for you. Don't forget to go and watch your other big 3 placements so that you have the whole picture to close out the year. And I will see you in the next one. I hope you have a beautiful, loving December. Hello, Pisces, sun, moon, and or rising. We are going to take an extra look for you to see how it is you can best interact with the other 3 elements over the course of the month. So let's roll up your dice for your indicator shuffle number. Ooh, it's a 10, a 4, and a 6. This is heart-centered energy, really opening up to a more serene experience, they're saying. Okay. Stability, peace, balance, harmony. It's also a 10-1, right? And we did see that Ace of Cups show up in your main spread. So endings and beginnings, noting what's not working and what is. So the other 3 elements for you are fire, air, and earth. We're going to start with the element of fire. Voyage. Interesting. This is like your spirit going on a ride. The element of fire has to do with your true spirit, that light within, right? And we know that you're tapping into that with the hermit energy. You may be making choices from the heart, looking at your heart connections. This also maybe you're looking at a connection that has to do with a family member, you know, because the whale is carrying the baby whale across the water. So rising up from the emotions and being able to see from a higher perspective about a connection. So that could be a connection with your parent, right, or your child. Interesting. Let's see what's connected here, because I want to see how the fire is going to move. That's what they're basically telling you. Like your spirit will be moved or be moving. Your spirit will be able to be tapped into a higher perspective to be able to make this voyage or make this change or move things. Again, 10-1, transformation, new beginning. Five of Wands, change. Competition and fighting is the low expression that she writes on this card. But the high expression of this is a change of spirit, right? A change of inspiration, a change of passion, being able to set yourself up differently. So maybe you're literally picking up and moving. My sense about this combination for you, Pisces, feels like you're rising above the emotions of it all to see the higher perspective about what needs to change. So where are you fighting against either someone or yourself in your spirit, in your heart? Where are things like pulling against each other? Because again, the low expression of this energy is about comparing yourself to other people. It's about competing with other people. It's like win or die, you know, that kind of energy, the difficult competition that really is very unhealthy. So if you're competing with your child or your parent, right? If you're comparing yourself to how they did things and how they are and how you're different than that, or any kind of heart connection that you have, maybe a friend, it could be, you know, the people around you that you love working with, you're noticing how other people are doing things and it's different than how you do it and you feel like, you know, low or bad after you do that. We want to watch out for that energy because this really wants to set you up. The voyage is meant to shift your spirit. And when this is in a high expression, the Five of Wands is about practicing, you know, changing things up, practicing in order to be able to have this nice setup to be able to be victorious or to be able to shine. It wants to move to this success card. So here they're telling you the voyage is meant to set you up. The movement is meant to enlighten you, enliven you. You may find that you're working with different people, or you're working with it feels like you're working with your spirit differently. You're able to kind of see from a higher perspective what it is you need to change, or what you truly want, what needs to end, and what you want instead. And you're going to work making the changes over the course of the month. I feel like you're going on this voyage of shifting your spirit. So that spirit within you may change from something that feels really fiery and angry and low and competitive and like cutthroat, thank you, to something that feels inspired and enlivened and enlightened and passionate. And that is the goal. It's like your spirit is going on a voyage. And maybe you've been feeling this for a while, but in the main spread, we see you honoring your truth, honoring your light, and being open to trying new things for a fresh new path that you're going to love, a new beginning that you're going to love. And so I feel like your spirit, of course, is going on a voyage. Your fire is being lit up in a different way. I hope that you're here for it. If there's anything holding you back in your relationships or dimming your light, you want to come out of the low expression, come out of the competitiveness on it, like separate yourself, remove yourself from that so that you can see the higher perspective and not engage in the same way. Okay, let's see what we have here in the suit of swords in the air element. Focus. I feel they said focus Daniel-san in my head. That's great. Maybe it's because of this energy. I don't know why they're saying that. Maybe you love the Karate Kid or something. Or what? Cobra Kai? Isn't that the new Netflix series? Okay, focus energy is about, of course, you can see this is a snow leopard that is in the snow trekking through. This is a mental energy. It's also focused communication when we're in the suit of air or swords. It's about being able to focus your mind on a target, or focus your words in a certain way that is resilient, they're saying, okay? Resilient, but that gets your point across, right? Interesting. Also, the hermit energy, this is a very singular kind of animal. So perhaps you're spending time alone to regain your focus. Let's see what we have connected. Yeah, the Six of Swords. Love this. More journeying. It says escape and travel, but the Six of Swords is the journey from, and by the way, these are consecutive numbers. I know we're not in the same suit here, but it's a journey from mental conflict, confusion, fighting, verbal fighting, or fighting in your mind, to this more peaceful waters, right? Peaceful state. And it's very supportive. It's a supportive energy. This figure here is representative of, spirit, those that are guiding you, that are helping you to transition your mind to a calmer state. It's a card of transition as well. So focusing on the peaceful energy, focusing on they're talking about where you're placing your mental focus and what thoughts you're choosing to think, what narratives you're allowing to continue, what words even that you're saying. It feels like there's this conscious focus on the air element, right? Which is about your truth, communicating it clearly, okay? Your mind. So there's this sense of like, my goal is to transition peacefully. I want to be in a more calm state of mind. I don't want to be in this uproarious, I don't even think that's a word, spirit. Uproarious, I guess. I don't know. I'd have to look that up. But in this uproar all the time, right? Your spirit doesn't want to be in the low expression of the Five of Wands. It wants to be in understanding that, like, we're setting ourselves up here. We're using the elements to enlighten our spirit, not to take us down and anger us or get us into an element of energy where we're feeling like we need to fight or defend ourselves. It's this sense of wanting peace, I would say. So the Six of Swords tells us that you're going to have help here from Spirit to help you make this voyage or make this transition. So we're seeing a voyage of spirit or a transition of spirit, movement of the spirit, and movement of the mind with a focused intent around it. So I'm not saying, right, that Pisces, your mind will just change on its own. They're telling you we need to focus our attention on the verbiage that we're using, on our communication skills, how we're communicating with ourselves, what kind of, they're literally saying what kind of words you're using. So you may need to kind of pick apart the things that you're saying to yourself, the sentences, or how you're communicating to others, and ask yourself, is that what I actually mean to say? Do I mean to say that word? Or is there a better word that I might be able to use? Because if it's not connected to a peaceful transition, then it's probably not in alignment here. The Six of Swords is always so relieving because it's like you have help and support to be able to feel more calm, like the waters are calming now, and you know that you're going to be safe and you're going to make it to the other side. So I would pay close attention to the insight and the messages that you're getting from Spirit, the things that are dropping in to help you understand your truth. And then they're showing me somebody on the nose. They're, you know, when someone puts their finger on their nose, like, you got it. They're showing me that. They're going to give you things that feel like they're on the nose. You're meant to take them in and make the adjustments necessary. It will feel a whole lot better. Let's see how this shows up in the physical realm for you. So Pentacles, the suit of, or the element of earth, power. Wow. In the storm. And lightning bolts in cards often represent insight from Spirit coming in, those aha moments, those pieces of information that are divine, that sit pretty, that hit you like a lightning bolt, right? Out of nowhere, like, oh my God, right. Why am I using that word? Why am I comparing myself to them? Why? What can I say to myself instead? Focusing your attention on shifting this is so nice, and it gives you massive amounts of power on this plane of existence. We're talking about earth energy now. This is to do with everything physical, right? Your home, your body, your finances, your career, your physical path. So I would pay very close attention to the insights. It's important. Yeah. It's going to help you to move things. And there's power in the movement. Like, if you just stay stagnant here in December and you're like, I don't want to do anything but keep things the way they are, ignore things, avoid, your main spread tells you that's not what we're doing. We're supposed to be digging in here and noticing what's not working so that we can shift, change, and go on this beautiful voyage to a more peaceful state, to a more vibrant state. The Eight of Coins, yes, love it. This is a manifestation card on the physical realm. It says work and learning a skill. So first and foremost, Pisces, this may be something you're trying to learn, right? Maybe you're not so good at allowing yourself to take a beat before you just let something come out of your mouth. Or maybe you're not so good at using certain types of language, or you just don't have the insight. This is about actually digging into the work that it takes to learn something new. And it's okay if you don't know, right? I love an Eight of Coins because it says, get to work. All of your power, everything that you'd like to manifest is on the back of putting in the work. Again, you don't have to do any of this, but if you don't, things will just stay the same. And there's this lovely sense of a new beginning showing up. You had the New Beginnings card and you had the Ace of Cups in your main spread. There's a new start that is calling you to it, right? It just feels like calling you to it. But it does require some work on your part. I think you just need to be open to saying, like, I don't know. You know, with an Eight of Coins, you're looking to master something. It's a card of mastery. When you do the work here, it comes into your physical life and it shows you the benefits or the rewards of doing that work, right? So they're telling you through the month of December, all of your power is gained by putting in the work, by being willing to do this kind of work. And it feels just about like awareness, really. You may make a lot of lists, they're saying. Lots of you have a lot of lists, okay? Maybe that's like lists about your schedule, lists about things you want to do. It could also be lists like pros and cons lists. It could be lists of words even, like language or vocabulary that you like, that you really love, or lists of words that you no longer want in your vocabulary. It could be that you're even taking a class in something when you get an 8 of coins. Like you might be called to learn something new, or a new way to do something that feels very connected to your heart center, and you might say yes to that this month. It's like a restoration of power through realization that you're the one who has to do the work. And the minute you decide that, you're already on the path to like mastery. You're already on the voyage. Once you say yes to this, then the exploration happens and you're on the voyage. You're taking the trip. You're traveling down a different road or down a different path. And it brings a different energy in, for sure. It brings in that new beginning. It's almost like just by saying yes to it, even though it is going to require diligence, right? It begins the minute you say yes. So hone your power, hone your focus, voyage, focus, power. It's like it's time to go on this voyage. It's time to make these moves. It's time to travel a bit from where you were to where you're meant to be. And of course, you're always where you're meant to be. But if it's been difficult here, and there are lots of things showing up that just feel out of alignment, which is what I'm taking from kind of your main spread. It's like, I got to notice where things aren't working and they're out of balance. Now it's time this month to shift things. And I feel like you are going to be very glad you did. You put in the work and it feels so good. Don't be afraid to be the student, is what I would say. A student of spirit, focusing on transitioning your language, your communication, your mind, and setting yourself up for success, honing your power, honing your skills. Okay, let's see what else we have for you. The fear card. Ooh. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. This is a nice card to have because fear is real. It exists. However, there are illusions, and false narratives that are going on. And your mind knows you best, right? So just remember that. Your mind knows what's going to scare you, even if it's not real. It knows how to talk to you. And so if we're focusing on eradicating fear and instead living in the energy of love, there's a need for you to pay attention to where these fears are popping up. Maybe you're digging in a little bit to understand them better so that you can say, thank you very much. I understand why this would pop up in this way, why you would say that phrase to me, why I would feel nervous or anxious or stressed or afraid in this situation, or when I think about this topic, this relationship, this what have you, this transition, this voyage maybe. But I'm in a different space now and I actually don't need that narrative. And then you go like, what should I use instead? What do I need to work on replacing it with? And then you do the work because that's where all your power is, to overcome the fear and to live in the energy of love. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So it's a bit of a test here for you in December, but I feel like you have all the power to transition. It's beautiful, actually. It's like I said, the new path is kind of calling you here. So just say yes, and then you're on it already. We're always journeying and always shifting and always changing, So the minute you agree and you're willing, the new path begins. Let's see what else we have. Failure. Ooh, fear and failure. You guys are nervous. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Yeah, this is about really not allowing yourself to be the one who's holding you back anymore. I mean, there's this real sense of self-imposed restriction with these two cards. Fear and failure, this is like, I'm afraid to fail again, perhaps. If you make a mistake, see, you're shifting the narrative around how you speak to yourself. You're using different words. You may be redefining these words as well. I love to work with the language to make it mean something else to you. This is about spirit kind of shining a spotlight on what you may have been choosing that's actually holding you back, and the fact that you have a responsibility to yourself to choose differently. You can like rewrite the narrative. You don't have to believe in the fears that are being presented in your mind, because they're probably attached to something that you've already been through. Maybe they're attached to a failure or a mistake that you made, and you've been beating yourself up for it. And now we're transitioning out of that and doing the work to claim back your power, right? It just feels like this is self-imposed. Fear and failure. Redefine these words for yourself. Welcome the fear. Redefine failure as this amazing opportunity to learn, and then be a very good student, right? Be a student of the mistakes. You become more powerful in doing so. So I hope that this serves you. Don't let fear or failure stop you this month, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. And don't forget to watch your other signs so that you get the full scope of the information and guidance you need for December. It was an absolute pleasure to read for you, and I hope you enjoy this amazing journey to your true power over the course of December.